evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna be coaching the sumo deadlift and the conventional deadlift and talking about some of the differences between both of them, but also some of the conventional movements or conventional aspects you might see in the deadlift versus the sumo, and how your body composition or levers, i.e. your arms and legs, can change that. So if you guys are interested, please follow along. Make sure to like and subscribe and tune in. Also, before I forget, I have a July giveaway going on. If you want to be entered into the giveaway, you can click the link below to the GoRuck shoes, either the runner or the ballistic trainer, and that will get you entered. Make sure you use code GRMargot, and that will give you 10% off your shoe and your purchase, but also get you entered into the giveaway. We'll be getting some prizes, so stay tuned for that. Let's get started. Entropy, come over here. Entropy's trying to run away. All right, cool. So yes, you were interested in the sumo deadlift and the conventional deadlift. So we're talking about both movements. So points of performance for the conventional. I'm gonna face you guys just to start off, then I'll rotate. Conventional deadlift, traditional deadlift, your feet are between your hips and shoulders. Hands are gonna be the outside of your thighs. I use a thumb as a guide. From here, I'm gonna bend on my knees and hips, and I'm going to grab the barbell with a traditional grip. You can also do an alternate grip, one palm facing forward, one palm facing you. That is an option. I usually recommend that to have to heavier loads, so weighting towards you're getting to your max. But again, not something bad if you're doing high repetitions for workout or Metcon, for example. So in this position, I'm set up. I want to think of pulling my shoulder blades back, having a gaze neutral forward. Kind of neutral forward, meaning I'm looking forward, but I'm neutral neck position, so I'm not lifting my chin aggressively in that setup position or tucking it too much. Again, this is just my guide. This is a place to start if you're first learning or also making some additional changes to your lift. There are some different theories and approaches, so just be understanding of that. And depending on what you're doing and what you've learned, again, a variety of things to learn and change up if need be. So let's go back to it. If I change and I rotate my position so you guys can see from a profile, something to note here that's very important, I will talk about this in the sumo deadlift, is in this position, my bar is close to my shin. I'm gonna have my shoulder above my hip, hip above knee. I wanna keep my foot rooted in the ground, so as I press away in the execution, I have entire contact with my feet. So as I get set right here, I engage my lats, pull the bar back, like I'm trying to pull the bar around my shins. I'm gonna take a big breath, and I'm gonna hold my breath as I push away from the floor. My hips and shoulders are gonna rise at the same time, pulling my knees back out of the way. Once I pass my knee, I'm then going to extend my hips, squeeze my butt, finishing at the top. On the return, I'm gonna delay the knee bend, pushing my butt back first as if I'm closing a car door with my butt. Once the bar reaches my knee, I'm then gonna bend at my knee joint to lower the bar to the shin. Now, something to note, I do not have a completely locked out knee when I hinge here, right? As I hinge, I have a slight bend in the knee, similar to an RDL, but I'm waiting till my butt goes back until the bar slides down to bend the knee. If I bend the knee first, what happens? I'm breaking that frontal plane. My bar is then gonna have to go forward around, or I'm then gonna have to push and scoop my butt back to get that bar out of that way, so then I keep a straight bar path. So again, execution, make sure that your hips and shoulders are rising together, right? Once that hip angle is set, once you reach the kneecap, you're then going to extend the hip, if this is the hip. Once I'm finished here, I'm then gonna push that hip back, right? I'm gonna get that hip angle set, or hip and shoulder angle set. Then from there, I'll bend the knees and lower the bar down. That is, again, conventional or traditional deadlift. Now, if you have, depending on your body levers, longer legs, longer arms, conventional isn't bad. I love conventional personally. That's one of my favorite deadlifts, or one of my favorite movements, the conventional deadlift. But if you have longer levers, like arms and legs, the sumo deadlift might be a little bit better for you depending on where you're stronger at. The wider stance in a sumo deadlift is going to help you bring your body closer to the ground. It is going to change up your setup position a little bit. So again, the conventional deadlift does target a lot of your legs, quads, hamstrings, back, and core. But when you go to the sumo deadlift, it's gonna target a little more of the hips, glutes, and quads a little bit more, because your hips are gonna be a little bit lower in that setup position. So I'm gonna show you just real quickly what the conventional looks like, again, from the profile, right? Conventional, again, I have longer legs, so I have to make sure I pull my knees out of the way. When I go to sumo, I'm gonna go wider stance, and notice that my hips are a little bit lower, so my chest is a little more taller. I'm gonna incorporate a little more of the quads. So I'll talk about points of performance and execution here for the sumo, but just notice that, kind of take a mental note of a picture, kind of a profile. Another thing that you can do on yourself if you are filming or you're lifting, making sure you put your camera to the vertical, or to the side of you, like so you can see your setup position for both movements. So let's go to that sumo deadlift. I'm gonna change position slightly so you guys can see. Feet are gonna go outside my shoulders, and I'm gonna turn my toes out slightly. Now, when I say outside my shoulders, it's gonna depend on the width of your hips, the width of your shoulders. If you have shorter legs, you might have a less wide stance compared to me. So something to consider. Again, I usually take my laces, the top laces where I tie my bow, I put that at the first line here in that bar. If you only have one line on your bar, if you're using an Olympic lifting bar, it might pull in a little bit in terms of your stance. So I get my foot set, toes turned out. As I grab my hands are gonna come inside. I'm gonna be using a thumb guide distance again in terms of where I want my hands. I personally use about 2 inches between my thumbs here. So I grab the bar, I lower my hips, a good bar touching my shin. I want to engage my lats, pull my lats into my body, and I'm pushing my knees out. Remember, shoulders are still above hips, hips are still above knee, but it changes slightly. Same execution, I pull back my lats, I take a big breath, I press the floor away, hips and shoulders rising. Once I pass my knee, I'm then going to extend the hip, finishing here. So my hands are by my inner thighs-ish. From here on the return, similar, right? The only thing that's going to change is my stance position. I'm going to push my butt back, delay the knee bend, and as I bend my knees, you want to make sure you're pushing the knees to track over the toes, so you're externally rotating those legs, so you're recruiting more of those hips. Now, if I face you guys real quickly for a demo kind of without the bar, again, wider stance, want to make sure that as I'm lifting, my knees aren't going in like so. So I want to have knees out, right? I'm extending or pushing my knees out as I lift up, and then as I return the barbell down to the floor, right? So it's nice and smooth. I love the sumo deadlift as well. This position might be a little more comfortable if you have longer legs and you have longer arms. I have both. I love conventional, but sumo is a great movement because it allows me to feel a little bit more of an upright, better position because I'm having a little more of an upright torso. So those are some kind of comparisons and difference. It is still an extension of the hip. You are still pulling from the floor. There's something you should both train, right? There's some other variations of deadlifts. There's kettlebell or trap bar deadlifts. There's also RDLs, which are Romanian deadlifts. Also a great movement to try. But again, this tutorial was just covering specifically the barbell deadlift, conventional, and sumo. So if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, or if you have anything particular that you want to add in terms of what movements you want to see more of, coaching tutorials, please feel free to comment below. See Shy, you're so welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully that was helpful in terms of what you're looking for information-wise. Michael Sear, again, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Todd, appreciate it always. I love the support, you guys. Again, any questions, let me know. And again, if you are interested in that July challenge, it is going on, obviously, the rest of the month. But you can, 2 ways to enter, either using that GR Margot code if you buy or purchase anything in terms of shoes with GoRuck, or if you purchase anything via my first form link. But I just need to see an email and an order number so I can confirm you and get you entered. Again, the more you purchase or anytime you order, that is going to be entered in. So it could be a protein bar, it could be a protein shaker, a piece of clothing, the GoRuck shoes, but just make sure you send me a message and let me know. I appreciate all the support, you guys. All that support helps me continue to do this. I love it. It is so much fun to be able to share information and knowledge because I have a lot of stuff up here. I don't put it out as often as I should. So all the support helps me continue to do so and be able to share with you guys more. So any questions, let me know. Today is Thursday, so hope you have a fabulous Thursday. I'll be doing another live tomorrow, so come back, stay tuned. And also let me know what times work best for you for a live. I would appreciate that so I can be more consistent and help you. Thank you. Yes, it is not my shirt, but it is supporting another local and another Latina here in Las Vegas. She's awesome. I will be doing more shirts shortly. Just have a lot going on, so I will keep you guys posted. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.